So I remember my first frosh week very, very vividly. And I remember driving up in my car, and there were these people in these blue shirts dancing and waving their arms, and they had these huge signs in their hands saying, "Welcome to Lakehead," and these huge smiles painted on their faces. And that was the kind of the moment where I knew it was going to be okay, that my homesickness would pass, and that it was going to be all right, that this was going to be the place for me. Throughout the week, we did a whole bunch of different events, from mini Olympics where we dressed up, and my house was the Dukes of Dorian, so we made a huge Duke of Dorian car and carried it around, and it was surreal. It was feeling at home when I'd been here for 3 days.
Living in Bartley, I think, in Bartley Residence is really, really fun, and it's one of those experiences that I think every student should have. Living in a first-year house is probably one of the most fun I have ever had, and now as an HP, watching other people experience that all over again and me being able to help is something that I really love and love doing and love seeing.
The biggest event ever, which is really awesome. It's just a whole bunch of icebreakers and allows you to meet other people who are living in res. And then we have movies, and there's tons of stuff to do. And then Lusu also runs a couple things. Lusu does an orientation day. They also run day trips where you can go do things around Thunder Bay, like hike Sleeping Giant. You can do bus tours of Thunder Bay, and you can explore Thunder Bay, which is pretty awesome. They also have a carnival, which is set up during an evening, and there's always dunk tanks, there's big blow-up things. We do a Varsity Madness night where you get to meet all the varsity teams and you get to do your first whiteout ever.
Living res for an international student is really good. It's easier too, but the best part is because you get in touch with different people. If you live off campus, you don't have these opportunities to know that much people. And when you live on campus, you can cross your hall and see Canadians, also other international students, so it's a great opportunity to know people, to interact, to make new friends. And also being part of Res Life, as I am a house president, made me learn so much, make new friends, and be able to speak in front of people in English, because in Portuguese it was not that hard for me, but in English it was like a barrier. And when I started to be a house president, I needed to do it. So I had to learn how to do it and not be afraid of doing this.
Formal happens twice a year, and it's at the end of both terms, so at the end of the winter and the spring. And there's different themes, and it's a lot of fun to go to. There's really good food, lots of variety, and you get to take pictures with your friends and your house, and kind of just how you wrap up the end of the term, and it's a great time. So once you're done dinner and taking pictures, we usually head over to a dance. So it gives you the chance to let loose after the hard term and have some fun with your friends and dance to some great music.
Some of the facilities that are available for students to go get active at on campus are, there's the Avila Gym, there is the outdoor ice pad, there's a pond that freezes over during the winter where you can go skate on. There's the hangar where there's a 200-meter track, a rock climbing wall, and a indoor soccer field. As well, there is the field house that has another basketball court. You can have volleyball set up, badminton. There's also a fitness room, cardio room.
I have lived on campus for 3 years now, and I absolutely love it because you're just so close and you're always involved with the stuff that's going on around campus, and you always know. If you're into going to the gym, Res is like a 2-minute walk from the gym, so it's really nice as well from the main buildings. It's a really close walk to the CAF. If you're living in Reds, you have to go eat somehow, so it's a really close walk to there as well. There's lots of trails that you can go hiking and biking around, or even just a walk through. A lot of the times I go running on the trails, like to the college and back or whatever, and they're really pretty beautiful back there. You can see wildlife a lot of the times. What makes LU Res unique is we have HPs and RAs. What HPs do is they organize all these activities for students to do on weekends, especially if you're coming from a place that's like 16 hours away if you live in Southern Ontario, or even if you live in Northern Ontario where you're 5 hours away or so. We always have programs that are running on the weekends and throughout the night, so you're never bored. There's always tons and tons and tons of stuff to do, and you won't ever really be lonely because there's lots of people around as well.
Really for Life is an overnight event which is going to be held in March. There'll be events throughout the night entertaining the participants, such as like Zumba, yoga. There'll be themed labs, so as you go around the lab you might like sing or dance. There'll be lots of different activities. There's going to be some sports, possibly a fashion show, different things. So it's going to be a great event.
Every Saturday we have rec sports at the house, so we do things like football, ultimate frisbee, soccer. We've done kickball, we do volleyball and basketball. We also have Lake Tamlin on campus, which freezes over every year, and it gets plowed, and you can skate on it, you can play hockey games. A lot of the times, Lusu and Rez will do parties on the lake where you just go and have a big skating party, and there's music and fireworks, which is really awesome. There's lots of places in and around Thunder Bay to go skiing and snowboarding. Lakehead runs a program with Snowboard Shop in town, and you pay a certain amount of money and it gives you bus rides for about 6 weeks to Loch Lomond, and you get a discount on your lift ticket and stuff, which is really awesome. So there's lots of things to do in and around Thunder Bay and on campus to stay active.